What's up, you guys? My name is Shunda Jenkins and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am a vegan holistic wellness coach, and a lot of my videos are going to be sharing with you how to take care of your body. And I believe that the way that we eat will determine how the body is going to live. And so if the body is going to be healthy, then you want to take care of it by choosing foods that have lots of ingredients that are from natural sources. Okay, so today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make a raw tuna roll, and we're going to be using some seaweed, we're going to be using some different seeds, and this video is going to work in 3 parts. First, I'm going to share with you how to make the tuna, the untuna, because it's not really tuna, it's nuts. But then I'm going to share with you how to make the dressing, and then I'm going to share with you how to put it all together. And so, all right, so the first portion of the video, I'm going to share with you what you need. And so you're going to need 1 cup of sunflower seeds. And so these sunflower seeds have been soaking for about 6 hours, and so you need 1 cup of sunflower seeds. Now, if you do not have time to soak this, say you want to do it like right now, you just turned on this video, you got some sunflower seeds, you're like, I want to start this right now, then it won't be a raw anymore, but you can boil some hot water, put it on the sunflower seeds for about 5 minutes, and that'll let them get softened. So that's just a little tip when you don't have time. You also need some wakami. And so for your wakami, you're gonna need 1 tablespoon of dry wakami, okay? You also need 1/4 cup of celery, and I already have my celery chopped up. You need 1/4 cup of green onion, and then you need 1.5 tablespoon of ginger, okay? These are going to get added later. I just wanted to share with you those ingredients. You're also going to need 1 tablespoon of flaxseed oil. So I'm just using this brand of flaxseed oil. You also need 2 tablespoons of tamari. So you can use tamari or you can use soy sauce. Whatever you have is okay, okay? And then you can use, and then you also need 1.5 tablespoons of sesame seed. You need 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And then as far as your ginger, I'm using this ginger, or you can get fresh ginger. It really just depends on what you want, but you need 1.5 of that. All right, so what you want to first do is add your wakami flakes into a bowl like I did, and you want to soak them in the oil, the soy sauce, and the lemon juice. You want to soak all of that for 15 minutes, okay? And so I went ahead and did that ahead of time so that we don't have to worry about doing that on camera. I also soaked my sunflower seeds ahead of time so we don't have to worry about putting that on camera. So now that that is soaked, you're going to add everything into your food processor. So my food processor, I have the stand right there, but I'm going to put everything in the bowl right here. And I also need my blade, so I'm going to be using this blade. So different food processors have different blades. You want to make sure that your blade is the cutting blade, okay? So add in your sunflower seeds. And I like to work with a big bowl because we're going to be adding all these ingredients to this. So you never know, once you put everything together, how much you're going to have. And feel free to double this recipe or half in this recipe, depending on how much you need. All right, so now I'm going to add in my wakami flakes. And I found those at Whole Foods. And then I'm going to add in my ginger. I love the smell of ginger. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. All right, so what I'm going to do now is going to blend it. Oh, I'm sorry, you also need 1/4 cup of water. I almost forgot to share with you guys that you need 1/4 cup of water. So we're going to add that in there, and then you need 1/2 of teaspoon of pepper. Okay. Majority of everything that I'm using you can get at Whole Foods. You can also get it at your local grocery store if you don't have time to go to Whole Foods, but I do know it was hard for me to find these flakes anywhere else. You can find them probably on Amazon. If you can, I'll put a link below if you can find them on Amazon. I can also put a link below for ordering them off of Whole Foods. Okay, so what you want to do is add all that to your food processor, and then you're going to pulse it for about 30 to 45 seconds. Okay. And I like to just check the consistency. So what I'm going to do is use my little spatula and kind of scrape the sides and bring it down. Alright, so now you want to add in your green onion. And I don't remember if I told you this, but you need 1/4 cup of green onion. And you also need 1/4 cup of celery chopped up. So I'm just going to add that into the mix. Alright, so now we have reached the consistency that we want. As you can see, this is the consistency that we have. And I'm just going to put everything into this bowl. Now you can make it chunkier, you can make it thinner. It really just depends on what consistency you want. And that is a lot considering we only did 1 cup of sunflower seeds, and so that is a lot. So that's the consistency we're going for right there. Okay, so what we're going to do is set that to the side, and then I'm going to show you how to make the dressing. So I'm going to clean up everything, and then I'm going to show you how to make the dressing. Alright, so now we're going to make the dressing. For the dressing, you're going to need a sweetener. I'm going to be using agave. You also going to need some sesame seed oil, apple cider vinegar, soy sauce or tamari. You need some tahini, and you also need some fresh ginger. So you need 2 tablespoons of the sweetener, the tahini, of your oil, which is your sesame seed oil, your apple cider vinegar, and your soy sauce. And then you need 1 tablespoon of grated ginger. You can do fresh, or you can buy it already out the store. I personally like this brand. So what I'm going to do first is just add the ginger, and there's no good or bad way to do this. You're just going to add it all to the mixture. Now also going to be using a whisk to mix this all together. Okay, so now I'm going to add my agave, which is 2 tablespoons. Now my sesame seed oil. I'm trying to like untwist it and pour it at the same time. 1, 2. Now apple cider vinegar to give it kind of like that, you know, that sourness that you receive from vinegar. So I'm going to add in apple cider vinegar. And you're probably not going to use all this dressing, so feel free to store it in your refrigerator and use it in other stuff. Like you can use it in your noodle bowls. This is your soy sauce. That's 2 tablespoons again. And then we're going to do the tahini. So we're going to grab a spoon for that. And you need 2 tablespoons of tahini, okay? And what I like to do with my tahini is just mix it a little bit before I actually put it in there, because it is thick. And then the oil tends to separate from it. So I like to mix it before I add it. So you put in 2 tablespoons of tahini. All right, so you can actually mix with the spoon. I don't even really need the whisk, but the whisk will make it mix better, of course. Or you can put it in the blender. So it really just depends on what you want. If you want it to be thick or thin, mixing it in a blender. But when you do it in a blender, just really do it on a low setting if you have certain settings on your blender, okay? I just recommend mixing all together. All right, so now that we have our dressing made, we're gonna start plating this together. So I'm gonna put everything up, and then I'm going to share with you how I put it all together, different things that you can add to this recipe, different things that go well with it, and kind of how you can make it your own. So I'm gonna get rid of all of this, and I'm gonna have just the sauce out. I'm gonna have just the tuna, which I just have sitting right there with a saran wrap on top of it. And then I'm going to share with you how to put it together. So let me put this stuff up real quick, and then I'm gonna do the rest. All right, so now we're gonna start with making our sushi roll, okay? So what you want to do is have you one nori sheet, and you can get more than one. We're just going to be using one, and make sure that the dull surface is on the side that you're going to put everything on, okay? Also, a tip to leave some room on both sides, so when we fold, this side we're not going to do anything, so maybe an inch, and then this side we're going to have some sprout. So I'm going to be adding some alfalfa sprout onto it. And y'all are probably not saying that word right, but I'm going to show you exactly what it says. Yeah, alfalfa. Alfalfa sprout, okay? So we're going to put some on all of this, leaving out those areas that I told you, the 1 inch at the front. So let's put this on here. And what I did with my sprout, I just washed it and I dried it inside this paper towel. So that's why I have a paper towel. Sprout is really good because it has a lot of micronutrients in it. And I'm trying to share with you like recipes that are nutrient rich, because it doesn't matter how many calories are in a recipe. If the calories doesn't have any nutrients, then you're not eating nothing but empty calories. But if you have a recipe that has a variety of micro and macronutrients, and it's nutrient dense, like a high nutrient density, then you're going to be likely to get full, and then your body going to take those ingredients and take them to different parts of your body. And if you need different vitamins, it's going to take it to those areas. And so when you're eating foods that have a lot of nutrients in it, you are sure to be giving your body what it needs to survive. So I believe that's enough. Feel free to do more than one layer or however you want to do it. Now we're going to add on our tuna, and you can add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of tuna, and I'm going to add it right here. As you can see, I'm not measuring, so you don't really have to measure. You kind of just can do it how you want to do it. But when I told you, you are going to love it, and it smells so delicious. All right, so that's that. Now I'm going to add extra vegetables, okay? Also, I have Julietted some carrots and some cucumber, and you can feel free to add different vegetables. I'm going to add that, and also I have some avocado sliced. What I did with my avocado is just put some lemon juice on it while it's set, while I was putting this together, because you know how avocado is. Once it gets cut, it starts to start turning brown. Tripping on my words. But so I'm going to put 2 slices of avocado. I'm actually going to make 2 rolls. I'm going to make one for my husband, and I'm going to make this for myself. So I'm saving some avocado for him. So you want to just put a few slices of this on here, and feel free to do microgreens instead of sprout. Whatever greens you want, you can put it in here, and then add you some carrots. We're going to do something cool also. Okay, so I'm just add a few carrots, and then we're going to have some like kind of come out. So whenever you cut it, it'll kind of give you a cool effect, okay? And I'm going to push this all down. Alright, so a few of those. And my carrots are kind of short. I didn't cut them too long. I cut them kind of short. But anywho, feel free to add as much and as little as you want, okay? Alright, I think that I added enough out there. I just have some just coming out of the roll. So when I fold it, you'll see the little decorations on the outside. Because you know, whenever you buy sushi at the restaurant, they always have like some cutesy looking things coming on the outside. If you're buying like the meat version, they might have like shrimp coming out, like the shrimp tail or something. I don't know. I haven't seen sushi made with meat in a while, but I'm pretty sure they do stuff like that. So now that I have all of my ingredients, I'm going to start folding. So remember, I told you to leave a little part on the outside, maybe like maybe about less than half, a little less than half, and then half of an inch on that side, okay? And I'm going to place my knife right here, and I'm going to roll this, okay? So what you want to do is kind of keep everything together when you're rolling, and just take your time, okay? It's not a race. Just try to keep everything on the inside as you roll, okay? So by holding it, because my carrots are so short, I wanted them to show, but they might not get to show in this little thing. So kind of holding it together and tightly rolling it, okay? And y'all, sushi is my favorite. And when I started my vegan diet, I was so upset because I thought that there would be more sushi recipes out there, but it's really hard to find sushi recipes. And so even when I go to a restaurant, it's like hard for me to find some type of sushi recipe if it's usually vegetarian and not vegan, because a lot of people don't know what the vegan diet is. So what I'm gonna do is, I have my dressing in this little bitty container, and I'm just gonna seal it by putting the dressing right there. And so that's why I told you to leave that little inch out. And woo, there we go. All right, we lost some people. We lost some vegetables, but it's okay. You can kind of stick them back in there if you want to, so you can create your little cutesy look for your Instagram post or whatever, or your Facebook posts or whatever. I know how it is. We like to take pictures of our food. At least I do. I like to take pictures of my food. So now at this point, what I'm going to do is cut it, and then I'm going to put it on a plate, okay? So you want to start with a knife that is sharp, of course, and then between the cuts, we're going to use a paper towel to clean it off and do the next cut, okay? And I'm so tempted to like eat this without cutting it. All right, so I'm going to share with you how to do that. I'm going to move some stuff out the way. I'm going to get a plate, so give me a few seconds to get that, okay? All right, so now we're going to cut this, okay? What you want to do when you cut in sushi is cut in the middle, okay? And then you're going to cut out, you know, I'll show you what I mean. So you want to cut in half, starting with the middle. Ooh. As you can see, my little situation is coming apart. I'm gonna have to seal that back up. So I'm glad you guys see my little mistake. Make sure when you do it that you sorry, I'm having issues right now. So make sure that you seal it really good, okay? And what you could do is put the seal part down so you won't have that issue that I just did. And now you start to cut your rolls at this point, okay? Using a paper towel in between each cut and making sure your knife is really sharp, okay? Or you can use a cloth, whatever you want to use. Okay, so I just cut 3 slices on that side, and I'm just going to sit them on the plate. I didn't finish this one. And I'll show you what I mean by cutesy, okay? Y'all know what I mean by cutesy, but I'm going to show y'all what I mean, just in case you do not know what I mean. Alright, so that's that. Let me do the rest. Yeah, I just forgot to do something big that I told you guys to do, to wipe off between each cuts. So do not be like Shunda when it comes to cutting your sushi. Make sure you are wiping off your cuts to make it easier on yourself, okay? We want to make life easy, not hard, okay? So now this one's going to be smaller, of course. And I'm trying to get them to be the same size as the other ones on the plate. And then, voila, there we go. So what I'm gonna do now is add my dressing to the plate, okay? I'm gonna move everything over a little bit. You know how those chefs be, you know, they be trying to make it look really cutesy, because you know when you get your food, you want it to look cute. So even though you're gonna eat it, you want it to look cute, okay? I'm gonna grab a napkin, wipe my plate. And I'm wiping my plate because it just has some extra stuff, and I want to make this look really cutesy for you guys. I'm still working on my plating skills because I really did not get interested in plating things until like recently. I'm like, oh, and people are like, oh, your food look good, and now I'm like really serious about trying to plate it right and everything. So I just put some of my dressing in here. You don't have to. You can actually just use some chopsticks, pick it up, and dip it into your dressing. This is just a dressing just sitting to the side. But if you want to be real cute with it, you can add some dressing to the plate. And I don't have one of those fancy but you can add it to the plate. You can add some on top. But this is going to be my lunch. Feel free to eat the whole mix yourself, or you can share it with a friend. Also, you can add some heat to this. Maybe you can drizzle some sriracha, some chili paste, different things that you enjoy. But that's the recipe, you guys. So I hope you really enjoy this recipe. Come back. I'm going to be sharing a lot of recipes. Everything is centered around taking care of the body with the vegan lifestyle. So the vegan plant-based lifestyle, because everything that we use in here is all natural. So this is a holistic approach to taking care of not just our bodies, but also taking care of the planet. And so I really believe that we can have a healthy diet without having to compromise the health of the planet or animal cruelty. And so that's just something that I'm passionate about. And before, I was sharing a lot of workout videos, a lot of mindset stuff, but I'm really sharing something that is really dear to me. Is taking care of the body is important, but also not compromising the planet and the animals by taking care of ourselves. And so if you enjoy this video, if you like this, please subscribe and catch me on my next video. Like I said, I'm going to be sharing weekly videos on how to eat a holistic diet, a holistic vegan diet. All right, I love you guys. Bye.